Welcome back, everybody. Well, we're so excited to have here with us today a New York Times bestselling author, an educator, and entrepreneur. You probably recognize him, Stedman here with us today. You've been busy already. We were talking, you travel like 1,000,000 miles on one airline in the past, what,
and no, that's not exaggerating. You're not exaggerating.
No, I have cards here
to prove it, yeah.
No, I travel a lot. I teach identity development. I teach it all over the world, and I'm so glad to be in Huntington to teach students how to find out who they are, how to take information, education, and make it relevant to their skills, to their talents, to their abilities, and to what they do well, to what they love, and what their passions are.
Yeah, you have done this several times. You did a book a few years ago, and actually the book we're talking about that's geared toward teens came out in 2000, I think. So this is something you've done for a really long time, but it's still so relevant.
Well, it's relevant even more so now because in the 21st century you have to be skill-based, and you have to be able to learn, be a learner. And right now, a lot of times the school teaches you how to memorize, take tests, repeat the information back, get labeled with a grade, and 2 weeks later you forget the information.
Right.
So you're not learning anything. And today you need to be a self-starter, you need to be a self-directed learner, you need to be able to self-empower yourself, teach yourself self-management skills and leadership skills to be able to survive, because you don't have pensions, you don't have Social Security, you may not have a retirement plan. So you have to take charge of your own development.
We just did that story, you may have just heard it just during our first block of news, up to 700 layoffs perhaps in the steel industry locally, and those are the kind of jobs that used to be so prevalent. And to your point now, you need the education, you need the technology, you need to be able to advance yourself. And I guess that's the whole idea that you're trying to get across to kids, that to maybe look within themselves.
Focus on your own skills, become an expert in your ability, take the 24 hours that you have every single day, which is what makes everyone equal. Everybody has 24 hours. Apply yourself and build value in your own life, and then offer your services, so the more you have, the more you can get back.
That's great. So what is one thing you tell students in particular, like maybe they don't even know what their skills are, so how do they figure that out?
Yeah, how do you reach them? Because that's a tough age to reach.
Well, it's a tough age, but everybody understands love. So we teach them how to organize what they love in their life, what they're passionate about, what's important to them, and to be able to take those things and build from the core inside out, so that you focus on things that you're good at. And you become very good at that. You become an expert in your field, and that's what you build a whole life around.
And how important is that for anybody? Because you don't want to get into a career that you don't love, and then you still have to go there every day.
Yeah. Well, you have to be good at what you do, and you have to be able to apply value to the people that you serve. So there's no better way to do that than to empower yourself based on what you do well.
And like it. And that's
like it.
To be able to do it well, you have to like it.
Absolutely.
And you love what you do.
Yeah.
I've given up my life for it.
Yeah. We asked you, because I said, I'm glad it's Friday, and you said, what's Friday?
Yeah.
You don't even had a Friday in years.
Yeah. So it's a life. It's not a day.
Yeah.
It's not a job.
That's what you want to do.
It's not a task.
How important is it for a person like you to go into schools and do things? Because every day, and I remember being a kid, and every day it's to take nothing away from the teachers, but it becomes part of the daily routine for kids. How important is it for somebody to hear, for kids, to hear an outside voice like yours come into their school and tell them these kind of things?
I think it's very important. I mean, I've been doing this for over almost 25 years, and so I've become very knowledgeable in the fact that you can't do it just the way it's set up, because you're just going to be average. So we're asking people to be extreme, to step outside the box, to be able to build value around things that's relevant to them, as opposed to just doing what everybody else is doing. Get up in the morning, wash your face, brush your teeth, get something, you get the kids off schoolwork all day, come home in the afternoon, spend time with the family, watch TV, go to bed.
You have that down.
Yeah, so focus on your development so that you step outside of the box and you have an intervention with yourself, so you know yourself. And so you can empower yourself. So the more you have, the more you can give to other people. First yourself, then your family, then your community, and then your country.
And we want to point out, too, you have a name that we recognize. Maybe we can't place it sometimes, though, because you've been a partner with Oprah for a long time.
Right.
You two can almost say you're a power couple. She has her own separate life, of course, and does very well, but I'm sure that you both play off each other and learn things from each other at the same time.
Of course. She does what she does well on the air, television. I'm grassroots.
Right.
So I go directly to the people. That's why I'm glad Huntington Mall has me in here to be a part of the community. And so I'm more community-based, I'm more individually based, school-based, institutional-based, so that I can reach the people and develop a systemic process for delivering identity education around the world.
How important is it for you to feel that you've reached that audience? And to reach that audience is, like we said, it's tough. I mean, because you're dealing with kids, and that's not an easy audience. Do you feel it like that? Do you know it like comedians always say they can feel when they die on stage, or they can feel when they've really reached the audience? Do you get that same sense when you look out amongst the kids?
I just did it. I just had 4, 5, 6 students come up and say, "Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you. I get it." I said, "Do you understand it?" He says, "I understand how to transform myself based on working on my passion, what I love, what I care about. I can practice that, develop that, build that, create that, shape my own future, and not wait for anybody else to define who I am as a human being."
Great advice.
That's the way
Terrific
to do it.
stuff. And we mentioned you were already at a few schools in the area, but you also have a book signing coming up. This is tomorrow at Books A Million?
Absolutely.
Huntington Mall?
Huntington Mall, right.
Okay. So you can pick up a copy of his book if you haven't yet. It sounds great. It's good for anybody of all ages. Again, this one's geared towards teens, but you do have some that are available for people that are older than teens
That's
as well.
12 to 2 tomorrow, to be specific.
go.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming,
you so
Stedman.
much.
We
My
love
pleasure.
talking
Yeah,
to
thanks
you.
Thank you so much.